Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. And today I'm asking the question, will the coronavirus combined with technology kill off entire industries? And here's what's going on. And this is actually coming from Variety, and I thought this was really fascinating. So thus far, as we know, we're all in lockdown here, and the coronavirus coverage points to a common sense understanding that spending 2 months sheltering in place with little to no human contact has produced an overpowering need for people to gather together outside of their homes. But according to a new study, that media coverage belies a deeper truth, which is anxiety over health and safety in public spaces still greatly outweighs the desire to leave home, and that disparity has only gotten larger as the pandemic has unfolded. Now, the results from this survey of roughly 1,000 people in mid-May by sports and events analytics firm Performance Research, in partnership with Full Circle Research Co., point to just how steep this climb is going to be for the entertainment industry, for example, as well as other industries. And basically, it is going to have basically a fight to win back its public perception that it is safe to attend and spend money on public events again. Now, one of the poll questions here that I found the most interesting was, and I quote, "If costs are roughly the same, would you prefer to see a first-run movie you're excited about as a digital rental at home or in a movie theater if both were available at the same time?" And the results were this. 70% say they are more likely to watch it from home, while just 13% say they are more likely to watch it at their local movie theater or cinema. 17% are undecided. Also this month, 60% of respondents said that the idea of attending a big public event, quote, "will scare me for a long time," which is up from 47% in March. So 60% of us feel that way. Just across every major industry sector, respondents have grown more fearful about stepping into public spaces. 39% say they'll attend major indoor concerts less often. That's up from 33% in March, the last time the poll was done. 36% say they will attend theme parks less often, up from 26%, and 33% say they'll attend theater and performing arts venues less often, up from 29%. So obviously this pandemic, while we all want to get out and there are a ton of restaurants, around my city that I want to go hit and enjoy their food. But obviously there's also the concern of making sure that I'm not getting infected, nor am I possibly infecting anybody else. And so that, I think, is outweighing it for a lot of different people, and people are jittery about this. Now, when you combine the technology industry with this pandemic, I think people are more inclined to stay home. I can flip open DoorDash or Grubhub and get food. I can work from home via, video conferencing and email and all of this. And that has been a slow march, over the last decade or so that I've talked about before here and, in video and podcast form. And then on the theater side of it as well, theaters were taking a battering because larger screen technology is getting cheaper to manufacture, and so you can get that big 8K monitor or screen, in your house and start building your own home movie theater for relatively inexpensive. And so why go to a movie theater when it ultimately, even it's not going to be the same price? A family of 4 on average spends probably around $100 or so just for 4 tickets and food, at a movie theater. And now you've got your food at home, you've got your booze at home, you've got everything at home, and you don't really have to worry about, tripping over people or the employees or, any of that. You can just enjoy it at your house because the technology is now giving you a rather immersive experience in a way that it just couldn't, even, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago. And so when you combine these things, it makes it a very hard sell to say, yeah, come and see my concert when my TV can probably give me a front row seat to whatever I want to see. Same with the first run movie. And by virtue of that, I think we are starting to see that slow evolution. And for the cinema industry and the movie industry, it's been death by 1,000 cuts. So for example, if you're looking at just a basic thing, Martin Scorsese, for example, he's made Goodfellas and a whole bunch of, other first-run, top-tier, Academy Award winning, etc. movies. They're always out in the theater, and then they come out. He just released a movie on Netflix that is first run with top-rated A-list stars and all of that. So I think that is really indicative of where we are going here. And then when you look at other industries, that are catering to people. You're always going to have some people that say, I do want to hit the beach and all of that, but when you are talking about public venues and putting people together, I think it's going to take quite some time to really get, let's say, concerts up and running. I know personally I travel, as you guys know, rather extensively, for speaking engagements. A lot of those speaking engagements have been turned into virtual events or simply canceled this year. And so I'm very curious to see what the rest of my year is going to look like. If I'm going to be boarding a plane and flying off to wherever it is, that the conference that I'm supposed to speak at is, or if I'm just going to be sitting here, talking to them. And then how does 2021 look as well? And that's something that I have to gear up for. I really enjoy traveling, but I also like my house, so it's nice to balance the two. But here we are. So we'll see this. But when we have something like a pandemic that is keeping us inside, and we have technology that is quite frankly making it okay for us to just hang out on our couch, I think we're going to see a lot more people hanging out on their couch for various reasons. I think it's just a little more convenient, and I think people are realizing that. And by virtue of that, we might see the death of the movie theater. Either that or maybe a few very niche movie theaters stay up. So how they respond to this, how they social distance, could basically mean the life or death of that particular industry, not to mention things like the commercial real estate market, because if you can work from home or work from anywhere, why report to an office? And therefore, why should your company have all that office space? And then obviously all the other subsets that maintain that office, from janitors to landscapers to mechanical contractors and on and on and on. These are things that we really have to be looking at. And as we start to get these indications, and as people start to say, I really don't want to go back into the office, let alone a movie theater or anything else, those are things that we as a society, we as an economy, as an industry, as a business, as people are going to have to address and adjust to. And I think that's going to be a huge thing. And to this point in Variety, the media is not really talking about this. Everybody's like, I can't wait to get out of the house. But here we are. The polls say otherwise. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. But that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.